Read the disclaimer. Hello everyone and welcome to the Beyblade X episode review time. So I really enjoyed the episode this week. It's probably my favorite in Beyblade X for right now. But quick little plug, mallbays.com, Beyblade X products, Beyblade Burst products. Probably after the weekend, you'll probably see a bit of a restocking on a lot of stuff. Depends whatever we have left over. But always support the channel, keep the channel alive. I appreciate any support regardless. That being said, let's talk about this episode. So I think what's really nice about this week's episode is that they actually expand a lot on MEIKO Maiden's past, and it's something that's nice because obviously with the manga you're not going to be able to get every single story you want because there's a limited amount of pages, so they got to focus on kind of like these specific things. So to see when the anime can kind of expand on this stuff, I think is always the benefit whenever you watch this adaptation. Specifically the story anyways. But yes, this is Bird's team versus Burn's team. And they basically go over Maiden in her past, because she was actually in a team with Catover, which Catover is not even his actual name, which makes sense. That's his little identity thing. But yeah, this is kind of interesting how this episode is kind of set up. And I think it's really, really good. So a lot of this right now at the start, like, hey, do you even know the past of MEIKO? Basically, when she's looking at Chopin, she, is declaring a decisive victory, and she's intimidating Chopin, and obviously King's like, hey, you better take this seriously if you want to be able to win. So, her declaration of kind of just defeating her. And also it's important, right? The index finger actually is important thematically in this episode, and I think that's really, really cool how they kind of connect it through the whole thing. So their previous team member, which is, what is it? Oh god, I'm gonna mispronounce it. Neki Ida, I'm pretty sure is her name. If I mispronounced, I'm sorry. Was it Kadover's name is Kadobanta? Anyways, when the battle starts, it immediately goes into the flashback of this episode of when they're all practicing. Now, she actually does have a red Leon Claw, canonically, for the team. And it does actually look better than the actual red Leon Claw IRL. I think that's really cool. And I think, hey, you know what would be nice? And I keep saying this, but the random booster recolors, I think it would benefit a lot if they base recolors off of like the stuff that's like important for the anime. Like, I mean, no more wizard arrows or shields at this point. I think it's far too late. But like a nice, I would take a red Leon Claw like that. I think it's relevant. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to probably try to design the sticker of that, because I really like the sticker of that. It's like gray and red on the eyes, and the actual red Leon Claw recolor for that sticker looks really, really bad. Oh, big thing with this actually is that her launch is kind of getting worse over time, and that's kind of the reason why MEIKO retired, because she kept pushing herself too much past the limit. So that's kind of where this whole conflict came with MEIKO when because she's a retired former pro blader, right? So I do like the team's dynamic. I think it's a really nice story how they set it up, how they're a team, trying to climb to the top, and then after something gets in the way at the end of it that's affecting them. And it kind of builds up to that, right? Because you see at the start of it, her launch doesn't seem that quite right, and it kind of builds towards it. Like, even when she was doing the launch against Chopin, her launch was like, she hurt her hand when she was ripping hard. Technically, this should be a battle that she should be able to win easily, but I guess that injury is just tough. Now, actually, the team's name, I think it's Team Bison? That's what I heard what they were saying, but it's MEIKO Maiden, Kato Bonta, and then after, what is this? Neki Ida? I don't know. I'm hoping I got that right when I'm pronouncing it. So basically, yeah, they climb to the top, they're all having fun, and then after, eventually, it just becomes to the point she injured herself, and it's not to push yourself any further for that injury. And I think it's a really cool conflict to kind of put there. I think there's more conflict in this episode than probably Team Persona's actually faced in the anime, or the manga for that matter. Like, this is actually, real story tension, all that stuff. I think this is really nice. I think this team is really interesting. So she kept on trying to practice, and it doesn't work because the injury is too much. Catover is like, listen, we can't keep doing this. And he does actually disband the team. He obviously doesn't want to have MEIKO get pushed too far. It's very, very sad for MEIKO that she couldn't continue. Catover just, I think, encouraging Neki just to watch the whole battle. And basically then after it cuts again to when they're disbanding the team. And he's basically explaining, like, her injury is too much. and he doesn't want to ever get pushed too far. And then after he becomes the Cadover identity, because he got, you know, the B4 basically picked him up. Now that he becomes Cadover, I really like. I like to even include this. This is very nice to include this for the backstory of Cadover and his identity. So she's very upset and storms off, and then after I guess she just doesn't see her again. And then after it becomes all this big news and everything, Bird cheers her on, and then after, you know, MEIKO starts to kind of ramp things up a bit. And I like this because this episode is very strong for the story, and it helps really with the battle, because even the battle itself actually is good to watch. And I think it's interesting with Beyblade X, because Beyblade X, I've been saying that the battles are kind of so-so. I think a lot of the battles in X are really poor to watch, just in terms of just pacing, you know, the speed of it, the choreography, kind of the impact. There are some battles that I think are definitely above the rest, and I think this is definitely the case, because I think what makes this battle very, very strong is narratively how it's set up throughout the whole battle. I think that really helps it quite a bit, because you're a lot more invested in kind of watching it, because it's not like there's not much that's going on in reality, but what's really nice is how it's kind of just building this tension, because, you know, of the whole team's dream of climbing to the top. And I just think, listen, I really like this because we finally get to see her do an extreme dash. The CG looks really, really nice. I think this is the first time we saw the 4 times of the shark thing, actually. So we do actually get to see, I think visually this looks really nice. I think her special move is, or not special, well, whatever you call it, the Beyblade X move is Abyss Fang. Look at that water, that looks good! That looks good! The extreme dash hits, a burst Rhino, Pan is defeated. I think this is really good. Oh, okay, and basically after she wins, she's basically getting interviewed, and she puts her index finger to the top and basically says that it's not over yet and there's still time to reach the top, to kind of have that dream. And because what's really nice about this is that was basically like all the promise, whatever, that they made together. And I think it's really nice how that all kind of connects when she's using her index finger to point up in the air. I think that's really cool, because she sees her and she's trying to chase after her and she misses her. Now she actually has a child when she was talking with Cadover. So MEIKO basically passes her, doesn't see her. And what's really nice is the reveal, because she named her baby after, she's called MEIKO. And I think that's really sweet. I think that's sweet. I like that a lot. And the episode, you know, it's just a nice positive episode. This is like, there's not really much negative things to say. I don't got anything. I think this is like consistently, like, this was a really good watch. I was very invested in this. I really enjoyed, I very much enjoyed this episode. Okay, so now they basically go over the next part, which is Team Persona basically climbing to the top with all the votes. So obviously that's what the whole point of this Battle Festival was. So, I mean, it's interesting how they got to expand on this. And I overall think the Battle Shuffle Festival was overall very solid. I think some battles were hit or miss. I think some battles had some pretty good stuff narratively going on. And I think overall it was really good to watch this arc in X. So Team Persona wins. They say Pakun's there. I hate that he's there in the anime. Which is weird, actually, because I don't know how they're gonna do Pakun, because the thing is, Bird already debuted with, okay, so now this is like now manga spoilers, so if you don't care for this or whatever, now you get your warning, but in the manga, the whole thing is that he didn't reveal Hell's Hammer yet, and then when he reveals it, they both have the same bay, and then after he accuses them of cheating, right, because, you know, Pakun's like the scumbag influencer in the manga, whatever. But I don't know how you do that now. You already revealed the base, so what did they say? Oh, they stole files from me. Maybe they could do something like that. I don't know. They have Rex, and Queen is there. Now, I actually have a very good theory here that Tyranno Beats and Shinobi Shadow, there's no reason in terms of like box design why they weren't there. Like, it's not like, oh, on the boxes, they couldn't fit it because there wasn't enough space. That's bullshit. That's not how graphic design works. You can easily fit the images of the bladers. What I think actually happened is that these bladers were like developed way later on in probably the production of the base, and that's why we didn't see them. Because Queen was not on the box, Rex was not on the box. I think it was literally just they were made as an afterthought when these bays were made. Yeah, but I'm very excited to see Queen, so it's gonna be Personaverse. So I mean, that's gonna be interesting, I guess, to see how they kind of adapt that. Also interesting. Next week they're finally adapting the Shigure chapter, so that's gonna be pretty cool. It's a little weird that Bird is using Hell's Chain in this. I mean, it makes sense because he did in the chapter, but now he has Hammer. So I'm kind of wondering. Yeah, this is gonna be a good chapter to adapt. We get the backstory of wow, it's gonna be consistently back-to-back pretty good episodes. Hopefully. Oh, well, I mean, hopefully next week. I don't know. Yeah, this is really cool. I like it. Okay, so let's go over the overall ratings that I gave for this episode. Okay, like I said, in general for the Battle Festival, I think story and the character is like how the characters are rigid and how the story is. I always just give it a 5 for this. In terms of at least the festival. I said art, you know, I thought it was above average. Same with the animation. I thought the battle, I think, it had a lot of good stuff going for it. You know, I gave it a 4. And I think the CG, I like that extreme dash. I think that was very nice to see. I said 4. But technically, I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be a good example of like a 5. I think a 5 would be that they utilize the base choreography in a very, very interesting way visually, like for effects and all that stuff. Yeah, so maybe just a 3.5. Maybe not. I'm kind of gassing it up too much now. Okay, maybe 3.5. But either way, I consider this probably my favorite episode in Beyblade X. I think it's got a lot of good stuff going for it, and yeah, I like this episode. It's a good episode. And it's not my favorite blader. MEIKO's, I would say, probably my favorite in terms of the lineup right now for Beyblade X characters. Like, I think Shark Cage is really cool, so see this episode, nice. Okay, anyways, what was your thoughts in the comments on this episode? Let me know, and what are your predictions for next week? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, aside from that, I should kind of mention, as we are finalizing and ending off, I don't know if I still have the graphics, probably not. But there's not going to be any live show this Sunday because Anime North. Okay, I have to put up a graphic now of Anime North. Yeah, it's going to be all this weekend. We're starting today on the Friday, very nice, and the Saturday. I'll have cosplays up, probably put like a YouTube short of one of my cosplays or whatever, but very, very fun, very, very fun. Can't wait to get through today. So anyways, yeah, fair enough then. Alrighty. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.